right, lovelies. This is for the water element. Some housekeeping. I had a subscriber once say that I say a lot, which as I play back my videos, I tend to notice that I do. I attribute it to me connecting with my spirit guide or guides and ancestors when I'm connecting and channeling. So if you can't bear with my I'm sorry, click off and listen to some of the other amazing readers. YouTube has awesome readers, astrologers, spiritual advisors. By all means, please. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to not channel by way of However, if I do, I do. Okay, I can't help it. It is what it is. So this is for the Mercury retrograde December. Oh my goodness, some of you may be dealing with some residual situations that have occurred in the month of December. This is for the Mercury retrograde period, March 22nd to April 15th, give or take. All right, these messages hopefully will help you navigate the Mercury retrograde period. It is essentially a love reading. However, I do have the 6 card spread, which will go into some general messages as well. This is for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Please do check your moon and ascendant. All right, as well as cross watch. I always find that to be fun. And if you don't know what Mercury retrograde period means, Mercury is a personal planet. It is closest to the sun. All right, it rules the mind and communications, as well as our close personal connections. Travel, it is the ruler of transportation. All right, it's symbolic of those themes. All right, for excuse me, for Cancer. Cancer, what house is Mercury currently retrograde for you, Cancer? Cancer, your 10th house. 10th house of career. Career, destiny, reputation, your place in the world. All right, so these these may be some themes for you, Cancer, that you may be reevaluating, reorganizing, reassessing, all right, over the course of the next 3.5 or so weeks. All right, you may be changing a status and position, all right, looking over, reapplying for jobs, things of that nature, all right, as it relates to 10th house matters for Cancer. For Scorpio, it is in your 6th house. 6th house is day-to-day routine, health, work as well, work-oriented activities for Scorpio. All right, so you may be reconnecting with some colleagues, reflecting upon your relationship with coworkers, teamwork efforts, things of that nature. All right, health-related matters as well, taking personal inventory as it relates to maybe diet and lifestyle. All right, for Scorpio. And Pisces, it's in your 2nd house. The 2nd house of the money that you make. All right, your value system, things of that nature. All right, for Pisces. So these are some of the themes that water signs may be tending to. All right, of course, as it relates to mercurial related issues, people from the past may be coming back into your life, things of that nature. All right, so this 6-card spread for water signs. The first card deals with this. This can be related to both singles as well as couples. All right, the first card we have here is whether or not there's going to be hope for a current love relationship in the future. The second card is whether or not there'll be a new lover coming on the scene. All right, and if so, whether or not that new lover will be anything like a past lover. The third card is whether or not the relationship will feel safe and secure. And the fourth card is whether or not there'll be a commitment. The fifth card is whether or not there'll be a possibility of a marriage and or a lifelong partnership. And the sixth card is whether or not it will be a fruitful one. Okay. So let me take a breath. Water signs, a few things came up with your spread. Okay. There we go. I did the fire signs reading, and what immediately came up for you, I felt as though it's possible some of you may be dealing with fire signs because, excuse me, some of your placements, you have similar energies in some of your placements as did fire energy. All right. So when I take the first card into account, we have the Magician here in reverse as to whether or not there's going to be hope for a love relationship in the future. And now the Magician is all about focused will, right? Our willpower and creation and the possibility of a new potential, right? It's all about adventure and new beginnings and, as above, so below, right? So the Magician is ruled by Hermes, the trickster, right? And here we have Mercury going retrograde. So, directing our will and aligning our will with our higher self and the divine will, right? It's all about alchemy, right? And the choice we make with the assistance of with our spirit guides or spirit ancestors and the divine, right? To make our wishes a reality on this material plane, right? So, but with the Magician in reverse, here obviously we see he has all of the four elements at his disposal. But in reverse, we're unable to do that, right? So there could be a misuse of power, there could be, manipulation, hidden truths, deceit. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries. So, is there hope for a future relationship? Some of you could be feeling hopeless at this time as it relates to love. Some of you could be feeling misled in a love relationship. Okay. So that's where we start off here with this first card. Now, where will there be a new love? And if so, will he or she be like, the previous love, a past love? And here now we have a fire element. All right, so this energy could be a Leo, Aries, excuse me, or Sagittarius. And again, we have similar energies, similar to the Magician, right? So, in the upright, the King of Wands is very dependable, very loyal, an action taker, right? Very passionate leader, very wise, another very adventurous energy similar to the Magician. So, there's a possibility for a new love. But in the reverse position, I said this in the fire signs video, that for some singles as well as for couples, again with this Mercury retrograde, the possibility of past loves coming back. It very well could be a sign that a past love could come back during this Mercury retrograde, and they could proclaim to be different. They could proclaim that they want to move forward. However, with the wands being in reverse here, it doesn't seem as though there's a good possibility for the future at this time. This person very well may not have changed their ways. They say one thing and do another. That's the King of Wands in reverse, right? They're very unpredictable. They don't really, you know, they don't, you know, they don't walk the walk. You know, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. The King of Wands in reverse. So it seems to me that for some of you, there's going to be quite a few different storylines playing out depending upon, you know, who this resonates with. But for some of you, you know, you really want to manifest a certain union with certain energies, and it's just not getting off the ground. Some of you are being misled. Some of you are having the carrot dangled in front of your faces. And for others of you, you really want to manifest a relationship, and you really want to have past lovers return to you. And that very well could be the case during this upcoming retrograde period, especially when we go into the third card. Will this relationship feel safe and secure? And with the death in reverse, you know, the death is all about cycles ending and beginning, right? A rebirth of some sort. In order for us to, you know, change and grow and transcend certain, you know, boundaries that inhibit us from the necessary growth and change that we need to transcend in order to become renewed. We need this death. We need it. And in the reverse position, we're not allowing that death to occur. You know, like with death, there's that period of mourning that needs to happen in order for us to allow this new beginning. So it seems as though with some water signs, they are not allowing this necessary period, this necessary change, this necessary separation and loss to occur. You know, in order for there to be the proper foundation, in order for there to be the proper refinement and attunement, not only within themselves, but within a certain relationship or a certain area of their lives, right? So, I mean, will the relationship feel safe and secure? Depending upon whoever this message is for, the relationship very well could, you know, if and only if, you know, this could pertain to certain Scorpios, those that are dealing with Aries specifically. I'm picking up on. However, for certain, the ones that are dealing with relationships that are returning, for those that aren't letting go of certain relationships, hence the reason this death is in reverse, because they're not letting go. They're resisting the change that is necessary in order to adapt and move forward into the future, right? They're not letting go of the past with this death in reverse. They're not letting go of some sort of breakup of a certain relationship or a past trauma in order to build the proper foundation for the future. Some relationships most certainly can feel safe and secure. For others, however, that's not going to be the case. So, I mean, it all depends on, you know, a few different circumstances and everybody's individual path. Okay? Because then when we get to the fourth card and, you know, will there be a commitment? You know, some of you, again, like I said, I feel as though some of you water signs are dealing with fire signs, because we have a lot of fire energy here. Because, you know, will there be a commitment? And the Strength card is all about achieving that inner balance, all about allowing death to occur, all about, you know, gaining the control and strength and endurance necessary to raise the consciousness and go within and balance See, she too. I mean, if you look at the Magician and the Strength card, if the Magician were upright, they're very, very similar. They both have the orange background, that sense of solar plexus, courage and will. He has the infinity as well as she does, symbolizing, the infinite balance. And he has all of the flowers and everything that, however, they're external to him, right? He's burning the candle at both ends, so to speak, as above, so below. His right and left arm are extended externally to him, outwardly. He has all the tools outside of himself. Everything is outside of himself. And yet he was in the reverse position. Whereas the Strength card, she goes within. She has the self-knowledge and the self-discipline to overcome the difficulties with such love and graciousness in order to face difficult, situations. And she tames the inner beast. She tames this lion and does so from within. I mean, that's perfect balance. And she's in the upright. So there very well can be a commitment for some of you. However, only after and if we're able to recognize and face the death card for what it is. And that's not going to be the case for all of you. And again, this is for, all three elements here. So you're going to have to take what you need and leave the rest. There's definitely a possible reconciliation for some of you. I feel as though there are some that are either pining over you or you're pining over someone else. And you've really been trying to manifest the reconciliation of this relationship. And that's the reason why the death is in reverse. And either you or the other person has really held their ground with the Strength upright. And trying to see whether or not there could be a potential in ensuring whether or not this relationship could move forward to the next level. And for those of you that are single, it's possible that, the right doors haven't opened yet at this time because you haven't fully let go of past relationships, or past lovers haven't fully let go of you. And unfortunately, you're still carrying their energy, and you may not even be aware of it. So is there a possibility for a marriage or a lifelong partnership? And again, I find this to be very, very interesting because, with the Page of Cups in reverse, and then we know, the pages bring new beginnings. The pages tend to be, that's like often like a fresh new love, right? Messengers of, they very well could be messengers of marriage and birth, and very dreamy, sensitive. Again, we have cups here too, so this is the element of water. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. But in the reverse position, it's asking us really assess our emotions here, really assess and ask ourselves, are we ready for this? Are we ready for this new relationship? Are we ready for this new phase in a relationship? And, you know, coupled with the Magician in reverse, there could be here with the Page of Cups in reverse as it relates to messages of love. You know, with this slippery fish, you know, false promises, insecurity, manipulation, distractions and seduction, even. And it gets even, you know, I mean, with the sixth card, you know, will it be fruitful? Will there be a fruitful, lasting foundation? And we have more wands. And the Four of Wands doesn't get any better. I mean, that's just prosperity and foundation and inner peace and commitment. I mean, that's the marriage card, right? That's celebration. That's engagement. Four is foundation. Yet when we ask ourselves, is there going to be a long-term commitment? Is there going to be a marriage? And we have the Page of Cups in reverse. You know, we really need to assess ourselves whether or not we want to move forward to this four. And with the Four of Wands, we're leaving everything behind. We're celebrating the results of the past. We finally made a decision. And again, remember, this is strictly for Mercury retrograde, right? So, you know, this is about us really taking stock and reassessing, reevaluating, reorganizing the Mercury retrograde period as it relates to, you know, our communications with others, significantly in the house in which it lands for our particular sign, but overall, you know, assessing our lives in general. So as it relates to love, water signs, you know, I see some of you are really trying to manifest the course and the direction of your lives. Some of you want to bring back old lovers. Some of you are in the process of assessing the current relationships you're in. Some of you are really trying to manifest new love into your lives. Some of you are having some difficulty doing that due to some cords and some ties you still have with previous loves. Some of you certainly haven't closed out old cycles, and you know, old ex lovers are going to come back on the scene, and you're going to have an opportunity to assess whether or not you want to move forward. Some of you certainly will move forward after you take stock of the communications that are transpired during this Mercury retrograde period, and you close out some old cycles of the past. I find this Strength card to be the most significant. You know, will there be a commitment? This strength card, she, the enchantress, as what she's typically called, she, how she's able to bring perfect balance here, and tame this lion and really kick the devil's ass in tarot, is because she's able to balance her chakra system. The reason, she goes within, unlike the magician, who, uses alchemy, externally here, energetically, right? He uses energy differently than the enchantress does, is because she balances her chakras by way of her heart center. And the heart essentially is the center in which connects the lower chakra system to the higher chakra system. And that's how she's able to tame this lion. And I find it very interesting that she is right next to the Death in reverse. Major Arcana, 3 Major Arcana you have here. And the Page of Cups in reverse. All right. How do you feel about yourself, water signs? You feel like the Magician in reverse. You feel as though you're not able to completely use your will, focus your will to the best of your ability to manifest the situations in your life right now, whether that be love, finance, career, to the best of your ability. All right. Not to say that you're lacking, everything or anything completely in the moment, because we do have strength here. Okay, that's what's going for you. But there's some area in your life, and I will say with the Magician too, his red robe depicts materialism. White is spirituality here, right? And so the Magician, he's cloaked in materialism, whereas strength is not. So the first card here, the Magician, is how you're feeling about yourself. Somewhere you're feeling a lack of divine power or divine energy or divine direction somewhere in your life. And what you want most with the King of Wands is the ability to direct it. And with the King of Wands in reverse, either you or someone around you, you have the inability to direct your energy or your power in a certain direction to get something that you want. And fire signs have very similar energy with these first two cards. And what you're fearing in the third position with the Death card, and again, fire energy have very similar energies here. You're fearing the inability to let go of a cycle. Right? You're fearing a period of mourning. You're fearing a major change. And you're resisting this. You're resisting the future. And I feel like for some of you, and again, apply this to any area of your life, very well could have a lot to do with love, but money, a move, relocation, career. You're fearing this. You're fearing change. And this has to do with the past, and this has to do with the future. But what you have going for you is the Strength card. The best thing that you have going for you in the fourth position here is is strength. You have the discipline, you have the passion, you have the drive, you have, balance. You have everything at your disposal. However, with the Magician, you're not quite directing it in the reverse position. You're not quite directing it the way that you need to be. And it very well could be because you're not accepting a possible reconciliation that very well may be coming your way. And there you go, because in the fifth position, what's going against you is the Page of Cups in reverse. So there you go. I mean, that's what was just said. What's going against you is the Page of Cups in reverse. So what's going against you very well could be this obstacle. Perhaps you're insecure about some messages of love coming to you. Some, promise of love coming to you. Maybe you're not seeing it for what it is. And this doesn't have to be love. This just could be any message or any type of new beginning that brings you emotional, fulfillment or emotional satisfaction with this Page of Cups. It being in the reverse position, it being the fifth position being what's against you. Because I'm now reading these 6 cards as a general read and not as a love read. And this 5th card being what's against you. What you're using to your detriment. Whatever this Page of Cups is bringing to you, this is what you're doing, what you're using against you. So whatever this new beginning, this new message, this new sensation as a reflection to you is, water sign. Let this be a pillar of strength for you. Let this be a pillar of, let this allow this to go for you as an advantage to you. How that to make the Magician upright. How that to be your King of Wands. How that to use your staff to go forward passionately to close out this cycle with death, to allow this death to be a fear of yours, so you get the outcome. Because this is going to be your outcome. This is your outcome. I mean, look, nothing is predestined, right? So no, this doesn't, this can be your outcome. We have free will. This can be your outcome. The Four of Wands can be your outcome. So this can play out differently. This will play out differently for each of you, depending on who these messages resonate for. I'm going to pull an angel message card for you, Doreen Virtue, for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Again, this was a 6-card layout for love and general. I hope the messages resonated for you. I like to switch things up. Wow, 2 flew out for you. Okay, so I'm just going to take them as is. It says, ask for a sign. Ask for a sign. If you're feeling stuck or confused, then you need a sign to point you in the best direction. Signs are the most interactive and consistent messages that the angels can possibly bring you. You may feel disconnected from other people and wonder why you can't relate to them. Ask the angels to show you a plain and recognizable sign that your wish, purpose, dream, hope, desire is relevant and possible, and to let you know the next step to take. You will be very pleased with the outcome, and heaven will validate and guide you clearly. All you need to do, dear water sign, is ask for a sign. And they also want to let you know that you are special. You know, I'm feeling like some of you are definitely being manipulated in one area or another. Although I'm seeing that, I'm feeling definitely that you're going to come out of that, whoever that resonates with. You may be wondering why it is that you're extremely passionate about others' opinions. And why do others have such a hard time understanding your feelings? You weren't built to back down in the face of adversary and imbalance. You have incarnated here at a crucial time, and it was helped to ensure the survival of yourself and those around you. You have a very special role in this life, and this card asks you to be aware of that. For some of you, too, I'm getting a very strong sense that whoever this resonates with, you're really coming to terms with your own divine power and your own divine strength, and in the way that you're overcoming difficulty. And that's also one of the reasons why death is in reverse here. And I also feel for some of you, you have been put in positions and are currently being put in positions, and during Mercury retrograde, you're going to be put in positions to help others overcome their difficulties as well. Water signs, the most abundance, peace, love, joy, luminous blessings. Thank you for having tuned in. I am so grateful to you. I look forward to hearing from you again. Mwah.